Today I want to talk about being an expat empty nester. Let me start with my story. I am an expat twice. 9 years ago, I moved from Lithuania to Malta with my then 10 years old daughter as a single mom. That time was full of logistics. Schools, public transport, stability, routines. Every decision had to fit her life first. But honestly, I wouldn't change a thing. That period of us building our little life together actually shaped us. But life keeps moving. Fast forward to today, and my little one already has left the nest. And just a bit before this happened, my fiancé and I made another big move. This time to Greece. Same me, completely different experience. When your kids leave home, lots of things change. You don't just lose the noise in the house. You lose your main role that shaped your daily decisions for almost 20 years. It changed you so much that you don't really know who you are without all those hands-on motherhood tasks. And this phase really can feel uncomfortable, not because something is wrong, but because something is reorganizing outside and inside you. Life around you is changing anyways, so you can change with it, or you can stay where you are, missing the sound of a full house. There is this idea that I fully support that a random person in his lifetime should have three homes. The first one, when you are young, studying, starting out, building independence, beginning your career. The second, when you raise a family, more space, more room, a home designed around children. And the third one, when the kids leave, the home that fits your life again. Because now you can live somewhere smaller, simpler, closer to the sea, on the hill, anywhere that before felt very unpractical. This is the moment when dream locations become realistic and you can arrange your life around your wants more than your needs. For the first time in many years, you don't have to think whether a place is good enough for a family. I personally, for more than 6 years, work from home. So for me, as long as there is internet, any place works. A new culture helps a lot with creating your new identity. It gives you a permission to be a beginner again. You don't always have to react to things happening outside, or you cannot follow strangers' conversations because you simply don't know the language. And speaking of a new language, I am not going to romanticize it. It's hard, and it's a part of the process. Learning a new language when you are over 40 and your life is full of things is not fast. You quite often feel very stupid. You forget words that you just learned yesterday. You mix languages and you gesture a lot. But Greeks, they are so humble. They don't expect perfection from you. What they expect is an effort, and that is enough for them to understand you. Psychologically, trying to speak new language is very powerful. It reduces perfectionism, it creates new connections in your brain, and it builds patience. So, with every awkward and correct sentence, you employ your brain again. But the hardest part for expat empty nesters is not the language at all, it's the social life. Making friends when you are not young is slower than learning that new language. People already have their routines, their cycles, their relationships. So you don't make friends automatically anymore. You have to show up again and again, be the one who invites, and accept that some connections won't grow. And quite often, for very long, you just sit alone and dream about those friends you plan to host, about the music you plan to listen, and about those days on a boat you plan to have. Loneliness during this phase, and especially being an expat, is very normal. It does not mean that something is wrong. It simply means that your social life is changing. But if you are sitting in your big empty house right now, still thinking about those changes but wondering, maybe it's too late, too risky, too selfish, let me tell you this, it's not. You are allowed to move around and you are allowed to adjust your life to yourself. And don't be scared. Changes don't erase the past, they simply make space for the present. Moving to Greece felt very different from moving to Malta. Before, I was a mother first, everything else second. Now, I'm meeting myself and my partner again. And to be honest with you, when we had so much time just for us two, I felt that not everything I like about myself or my fiance. It felt like we became dull, maybe a little bit boring. You could feel a lack of that energy that our daughter used to brought in. So in order to keep that fun, energy and life, we started skateboarding. We started thinking about changing our career paths, not something drastically, but intentionally giving more time for something that we always felt more meaningful. We started allowing ourselves to experiment again. And 6 months in, we are still trying to find our new us. Not those parents who were always on the go, but empty nesters, expats who only go if they feel like. Thank you for watching this episode. Don't forget to subscribe and see you next week.